Welcome to This Week from Blue Mountain Broadcasting. I'm your host, Linnell Ellis, and I'm very glad that you have tuned into the program today. I'm going to be talking with two ladies from the YMCA who are going to be sharing some exciting things that we all want to know about this great resource here in our community. And also, I have some station news to share with you at the end of the program, so stay tuned for that as well. Let's begin now with our devotional thought. Yesterday, as I'm recording this, was Memorial Day. And even as you're watching it, it will be this week that we just celebrated Memorial Day. And we remembered the men and women who have fought to protect our freedoms here in America. Memorial is related to the word remember. And when we memorialize, we remember. And so that got me thinking about what God has asked us to remember. And there are a number of passages in the Bible that talk about remembering something very important. To remember these things will help us in our spiritual journey through life. So here's one of those passages. This is 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 12. Remember the wonders he has done, his miracles, and the judgments he pronounced. So we benefit from remembering how wonderful God is. He is the one who's done the miracles, and he is the one whose wonders we can observe. Now here's another one. This is from Psalm 20, verse 7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. We need to remember who to trust in all of life's circumstances. We're not going through life alone. We have a faithful God that we put our trust in. We don't trust in all the things around us that look like they might help us, but instead, remember to focus on trusting in God. And here's another one. This is from 2 Timothy 2:8. Remember that Jesus Christ of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my gospel. So we remember that Jesus Christ not only died for our sins, but he was raised to life to give us hope. We can have meaning in our lives and hope for the future because Christ has conquered death. That's a really, really important one. We're not left hopeless because Jesus not only died, he was resurrected as well. He has shown us the way. He has gone ahead as the first fruits so that we understand that indeed we have the opportunity through him of having life eternal. And now here is one of the big remembers from the Bible. This is from Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Remember. That's how that commandment starts. Remember. And by the way, it's the only commandment that starts remember. Remember the Sabbath day. So the Sabbath is a kind of memorial day, isn't it? According to Exodus 20:11, it is a memorial day for creation. Remembering that God made everything. He is the Lord over every living thing on this earth, including me. Wow! Remembering the Sabbath gives us an opportunity to remember all of the other wonderful things about God that we want to remember. And it's important not to forget who made the world. Perhaps it's especially important to remember this at this time in history. You might remember what the Apostle Peter wrote about the end of time, and this is from 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 3 through 5. Here's what Peter wrote. Above all, you must understand that in the last days scoffers will come, scoffing and following their own evil desires. They will say, where is the coming he promised? Ever since our ancestors died, everything goes on as it has since the beginning of creation. But they deliberately forget that long ago by God's word the heavens came into being and the earth was formed out of water and by water. So this is people at the end of time not remembering, deliberately forgetting that God is the one who created the world. So we don't want to deliberately or willfully forget, do we? And remembering the Sabbath as a memorial of creation is a great way to never forget that God is the creator. We want to remember all that God is and all that he has done. So as we've recently celebrated Memorial Day, we can turn our minds to a memorial or remembering what God has done as well. And we do want to remember him every day. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Joining me now are Savvy Browning and Brittney Elsom from the YMCA. And it is really great to have the two of you on the show today. We are going to find out what our local YMCA has to offer. And it's a lot. I know you're kind of in the aquatic area, Brittney, and Savvy, you're dealing more with the other programs, the exercise programs. And we have, and we're not going to talk exclusively about seniors on this program because we want to include others as well, but we do have a large viewing audience made up of people who are kind of in the retirement age category and are older. So what kinds of things are available at the YMCA for those of us who just want to make sure that we are staying in the best shape we can as we're getting older?
That's a great question, and I think what we do well at the YMCA is that when anybody comes into our facility, we do our best to make sure they feel welcomed and have support for whatever programs they're interested in.
Yes.
We start this immediately with the front desk who take them on a tour based off their preferences, and then they'll kind of hand them off to the wellness department. And what we like to do is what we call a Fit Start form. So it is an 1 hour free session with a trainer for that individual, whatever their goal is, whether they want to do a group exercise class or just get oriented in the gym. They don't have to figure it out on their own. We're there to support them for questions, feedback, and get them a program to get started in.
I really like that because it can feel intimidating to come into. I mean, the YMCA is a pretty large facility, has a lot to offer. Mm-hmm. It can feel kind of intimidating to just come in there if you haven't been there before, you haven't been there in a long time, and you're not sure exactly what you should do or can do.
Yeah, precisely. And it's also why in our wellness center, we always have a desk staff there. So even after that initial engagement, there's always someone there for support. If they have questions, they can't remember anything, there's always someone available. So we really, really want to make sure that everyone feels they have available staff, professionals that can help them with those questions.
Sure. Tell us a few of the types of classes you have, especially for seniors.
Well, we have a lot, and there's some great ones here. Some of my favorites I'd love to highlight is our balance and strength class. We have a really good extensive amount of classes starting at 7 and ending around 6:30 in the evening. So there's just a lot.
7 a.m. to all day.
Yeah, by the end of the week, we have done 65 group exercise classes. Some ranging from boot camps, our balance and strength classes, chair yoga. Mm-hmm. So anytime there's some classes that we have a little key that breaks down if they're a gentle class, advanced class, or anything like that, we'll give recommendations. And we have our balance and strength class, which primarily focuses on balance, and then within that, strengthening your muscle groups. But we have chairs throughout the whole class. So even if you're a little worried with your balance, you have that support, or you can rest, and it's just a fun environment. Very, very popular. We have probably about 28 to 30 people in that class. Mm-hmm. So yeah, one of my favorites. We also have our cycle classes, mm-hmm. Spin, and our heavy hit. So more extensive in the aerobic classes. So families, we do little specials sometimes, and they'll bring in their younger teenagers, and they'll do it together. And we love that family environment. When you come into the Y, there should be something everyone can do.
Yes.
And that's
and
what
that they
we do.
enjoy doing while they're there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit about the water side, because I know there are a lot of people who, just really prefer to exercise that way. They love to get in the water.
Yeah, water's fantastic. It's definitely a sport for life, and it's great, especially for those who are getting a little bit more elderly. The water tends to be really easy on muscles and joints, and we offer all day lap swim, water walking, and we always provide equipment for that as well. So there's fins, there's goggles, there's swim sticks and pool buoys, and all of the necessary for those who are swimmers per se. For those who are looking to increase technique, we have swim lessons for all ages. So we start them at 6 months and we go all the way up to as old as you'd like. We also offer disability lessons, which are really great, and private lessons. So if you don't want to take it in a group, you're welcome to do it privately, one-on-one with an instructor. We have instructors who have been teaching there for years, which is fabulous. And then we also offer the water aerobics, which is great.
So that's a group class then?
Yes, yeah. So that is a group class, and it's excellent. The instructor, she's fantastic. She's been teaching at the Y for over 25 years, and she just really prides on having a fun, exciting environment. She runs a variety of water aerobics, so there is, like Savi mentioned, higher interval type water aerobic, and then there's those in our warm water therapy pools. So the water is warmer, it's a little bit more shallow. It's really great for muscle, it's really great for rehabilitation, and it's good for cardiovascular health, and it's a little bit low impact, lower intensity, but super, super fun. She plays great music, and she's energetic, and it really gets the members on board with it, so it's wonderful.
So that's kind of something special that the YMCA has in addition to the regular pool, are those warm water pools, which are used in healthcare as well. And
all of the time, yeah. It's great for, like I said, recovering from surgeries, you're having back pain. We have a lot of maternities that come in with their big pregnant bellies, and it's great for relieving some pressure, and they like to just kind of soak, or they do their exercises with water weights in the water as well.
Okay, so you mentioned swim classes a little bit, both individual and group, right? Okay, for all ages?
For all ages. So typically above the age of 18, it does then turn into private lessons, just because sometimes they're either a little bit more shy, or they're requiring special circumstances that they want to cover, or maybe they're training for higher level events. Like we even have those who are training for marathons come in and they want to fine-tune swim technique, or we have those who have never been taught to swim before and they want to learn water safety and how to exercise properly. And so it's great. We from the babies up to age 18 is when we offer a lot of the group lessons, which is fabulous.
And are these mostly in the evening for the younger
For the younger ones, we typically do them in the evening. They start around 4 p.m. and they go until 7:30 at night. For private lessons, they're all day, whenever you schedule with an instructor.
All right, so there's just a lot of options. How does a person become part of the YMCA group? How do you get a membership?
Well, first you come into our facility. You usually fall in love with our front desk staff, which I absolutely love. They're very warm and welcoming. For a lot of people with different kinds of insurances, there's a lot of options on discounts for membership. So we always encourage to contact your insurance company. They'll usually know, and there's some big breaks that can make that membership a lot more affordable.
Yeah, so insurance companies kind of motivated, at least some of them are in certain programs, are really motivated to have sort of preventative care, right? If we can keep people healthy, then they're going to cost less, in the long run. They won't get sick as much. And so there's some good motivation to actually help with the YMCA membership.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if you're on the fence, you can do a day pass. You can go in there, you can be there with your grandkids. They can go into our action zone where there's just, a rock wall. People don't know we have a little rock wall.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And a little eye wall. So there's, I have that with a lot of grandparents that will come in, they'll do that, engage with their kids, and then, maybe they're working out in the weight room and their grandkids or older children are in the group exercise classes. So when you enter the facility, it's meant for the family to all be engaged in. And then we'll help you along in the weight room with more advanced programming or with our group classes. So just come in and say hello, and you'll probably make a friend almost immediately with the staff that are there. for sure.
Sure. So we're kind of saying that it's not necessarily just a fixed rate for people, because there are other factors that can come in.
Absolutely.
Like if you have some insurance coverage, or
and there's family plans as well. So the more children you add on, or the more individuals you have, they a lot of times have group discounted for family member plans. And like Savvy said, there's an opportunity for everybody to participate in something. We even have a preschool now that's state licensed, and there's basketball courts and basketball leagues for youth and adults, and it's great. We both play in a volleyball league for adults in the evening, and it's super fun. There's an opportunity and activity for everybody.
What a resource for our community, really. I mean, none of us have any excuse for sort of not getting fit if we want to, right? I mean, and in fun ways, with a lot of I kind of sort of use the word resources, but those fitness tools that are there that we can't all afford to have at our house, but it's nearby, right? Easy to access.
Well, and everything's provided, like Savvy said. Like, we provide the yoga mats, we provide the free weights for classes, the elastic bands, and so people don't have to feel like they have to go out and purchase all of this extra equipment. We have everything.
Yeah, really, really nice. And you have some special things even for certain groups, like veterans groups, right?
Yeah, we offer a private veteran swims in our warm water therapy pools, and that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's really great. They get 2 hours reserved private time, and it's only allowed for them. We have certified lifeguards on deck that kind of help manage and maintain that. You just check in with them, they open up the doors for you, and then the lifeguard supervises the pools at all times as well, so it's very safe.
That's neat. All right, so I'll give you a minute or so to just tell me why people should do this. Why should they come down to the YMCA, Savvy?
Well, I love it. I went there when I was 11 and wandered the hallways, enjoying that positive impact. I feel that when you enter our facility, it's not just a gym. We do so many different things, and that's why we can truly say that we serve our community through membership. We have rentals. We have a disability network that will rent out our big gyms, and we will do a ninja course for them. Our birthday parties in our action zone, and our team program. So once you start engaging in that, you create a community that makes you feel encouraged in your health journey and wellness, that you're not alone, you're supported, and you're around like-minded individuals who also have families. And so connection is huge for sustaining a healthy habit, and when you have support, it really, really helps.
Yeah, okay, what do you want to add on to that?
I work a lot with the youth side, so with that, I think it's wonderful because I've engaged so much with our local schools, and then we provide not only just the swim lessons, we train them into lifeguards when they're ready, and we give them summer jobs, or we give them, because we also service the community outdoor pools, and so it's really fun that we run the Milton Free Water Pool, Athena, Prescott, and all of these kids just get to jump right into that really fun, exciting environment, and we kind of create a little family with them, so it's really fun.
You just mentioned the Milton Free Water Pool. Yeah, that's like
it's huge.
Lots of really great family memories there, going way back to when my kids were babies.
So the YMCA actually operates that pool in the summer. We run the front desk, concessions, swim lesson programs there, lifeguarding, and so it's a whole operation that the aquatics department puts on. But it's great for the community, and we provide that service to them, and it's so much fun. And the kids love to be outside, which is so great. And even our swim lessons, then we offer them in the summer year-round at the Y, but then they also get the opportunity to enjoy the sunshine. So that's really great.
Great combination. For sure. Well, there's so much to offer. I guess I'm just challenging our audience. Go find out more about it. Be a member. Enjoy, right? Enjoy all the opportunities.
We always ask people questions. We have the most friendly staff in town. It's
can
just
tell.
wonderful.
I think so.
I can tell, and you're both so enthusiastic about it. It's pretty contagious. So thanks for taking a few minutes to share with us what the YMCA has to offer. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
And stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, time now for station news, and thank you for staying tuned this far into the program so that you can hear about some of the things that are going on here at Blue Mountain Broadcasting. One of the very exciting things that's happening is increased work on the infrastructure for moving our equipment over from Sunbridge to the Wallula facility. Now, you know, all the people that work at Blue Mountain Television have already moved their offices over to Wallula, and we've got a lot going on there. It's very exciting. But we still have the actual broadcast happening back at the rented Sunbridge facility, and that needs to move to Wallula as well. So we are currently raising funds for that and working on getting the whole infrastructure set up. That has to do with power, it has to do with access to cable and internet through Spectrum, it has to do with air conditioning, and good news, just this morning when I was there at Wallula, we were watching the Spectrum gentleman working and doing his work there on what needs to be done. So progress moving forward, and that is really, really exciting. We're also actively working on both the power and the air conditioning elements. So your prayers on behalf of the move of that broadcast equipment over to Wallula are very important, and also gifts that you might give specifically for the move of that equipment are also very essential at this time. And one of the most exciting things that has ever happened at Blue Mountain Broadcasting is in process right now, and that is the development of our app, our over-the-top OTT technology. And we're working with a wonderful organization called Lightcast. We've had miraculous gifts of grant money through that company that have come in order to make this possible and make it affordable. So we're just so excited because just also this morning we were meeting and talking about some of the details. Lowell's been working really hard on this as our content delivery manager, but working on some of those details about what's going to happen for each of the apps that we will have, so that whatever kind of technology you use with your phone or your smart TV, you will be able to have access to the Blue Mountain Broadcasting content right there. And we're also in the process of naming our new app. So I'm not going to reveal the name yet, but we're pretty close to probably settling on what's kind of a new and interesting and exciting name for that app. And your prayers for the app development, really important, and gifts that you might want to give that are specifically for funding the app would also be most welcome. We've also been working on a proof of concept for the new show, Hometown. Can't wait for you to see Hometown. That's premiering in September, so we've got a few months before you see the show, but it's going to be all about our local community and the people in our local community, and there'll be a new episode every week. Really exciting, getting out in the field to locations and not just sitting in the studio like we have with this show. So just some great stuff coming up with Hometown. And now finally, I want to highlight a program that we've already got going on the air at Blue Mountain Television, one of the favorites, and that's called Authentic. And that's hosted by Sean Boonstra. You know Authentic probably if you're a regular watcher of the station and you appreciate it. But here's just a note about when you can watch this really wonderful program. Saturdays at 4 p.m. And I know that's a time slot when many of you tune in to watch Authentic with Sean Boonstra. Saturdays at 4, Wednesdays at 8 a.m. That's for the early birds. And then Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7:30 a.m. for repeats of older episodes. So once again, Saturday at 4, Wednesday at 8, Thursdays at 5:30, and Fridays at 7:30 a.m. for Authentic, one of the favorite shows here on Blue Mountain Broadcasting. Once again, I just want to thank you for your interest in this ministry. Thank you for the prayers that you give on behalf of it. And we can certainly feel that that's the case. So many people praying for this ministry, and things are really moving forward right now at a wonderful, fairly rapid pace, which is very, very exciting for us here at this ministry. And then also for telling other people about Blue Mountain Broadcasting so that they can tune in and they can benefit from the shows as well. And then also, of course, for your financial support, and especially for those regular monthly donations that you give to keep this ministry going month by month. Very, very important. Well, once again, thanks for watching the show. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.